Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to Celeb Source. It's the backup channel backing Celeb up and bringing you all the breaking news. Check this out. Recently, one of Nick Cannon's baby mamas, Bree Teasy, claimed that Nick Cannon is not liable for child support because he has so many children. On an episode of her reality TV show Selling Sunset, Bree said, quote, "The way it works is like after 10, the court can basically say he can't afford to pay child support. Or because he is who he is, they could say, we know you can't afford to pay X amount for each household." End quote. Well, after Bree made that false claim on TV, her attorney Naima Ramani came out to set the record straight. During an exclusive interview with Us Weekly, Ramani said, quote, "Bree, you should know better. That is absolutely not true. There's no cap on child support based on a number of children. So, to the extent that Nick can have babies, he owes child support to support those babies under California law." End quote. Listen, I am totally confused right now because I don't understand why this chick would think that because Nick has so many babies that he is excluded from paying child support. I mean, either this chick's elevator doesn't go all the way to the top, or Nick Cannon is over there putting a spin move on these chicks. And he's like, "Listen, babe, once you have 10, 12, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 kids, you ain't got to pay child support no more." And these chicks are like, "Okay, babe." What is Nick Cannon doing over there? Because he's got these chicks in line like they're the Stepford Wives. You ever see that movie, The Bell Rings, and those women just do whatever they're told to do? Listen, let me know what you think about Nick Cannon's baby mama saying Nick doesn't have to pay child support because he has so many kids. Let me know in the comments. Now, check it out. You may or may not notice, but Fetty Wap was arrested for allegedly running an extensive drug ring out of Long Island. Now, according to prosecutors, Fetty allegedly helped to traffic over 100 kilograms of opioids, crack, and cocaine from the West Coast to be distributed in LI. After his arrest, the FBI recovered 16 kilograms of cocaine, 2 kilograms of heroin, fentanyl pills, 2 9mm handguns, a rifle, a 45 caliber pistol, a 40 caliber pistol, ammunition, and $1.5 million in cash in Fetty Wap's possession. Now, after Fetty was charged, he pled guilty to conspiring to possess and distribute 500 grams or more of cocaine, and that carries a mandatory minimum sentence of 5 years in prison and a maximum of up to 40 years. Well, Fetty is expected to be sentenced next week. However, his attorneys are arguing that he should get less time because he wasn't selling the cocaine for himself. He was selling the drugs to help out everybody else. Fetty's legal team claims that during the COVID-19 pandemic, Fetty's touring income dried up due to lockdown restrictions, and so he turned to crime in a desperate effort to support the expensive lifestyle that he had built up not only for himself, but for those people close to him. Fetty's attorney said, quote, "What makes this case unusual is Mr. Maxwell's motivation. Personal gain was not his motivation. Rather, he was motivated by his commitment to financially support others. He now realizes that he doesn't have to carry the weight of the world on his shoulders. Suddenly, it felt like life was going in reverse, and he became ashamed when he began to struggle to keep up the lifestyle that he created for so many. His judgment became impaired. Desperate to keep up with his financial obligations, Mr. Maxwell became involved in the instant offense for a few months in the spring of 2020. End quote. Listen, I don't know if going before the judge and saying I took up drug dealing as a temp job to get me through COVID is really gonna fly. Yeah, COVID was really hard financially on a lot of people, but a whole lot of people didn't turn around and become Pablo Escobar. Look, I think that what these hip-hop artists need to understand is that you gotta save some of your money for a rainy day, because you never know what's gonna happen. You gotta hope for the best, but you gotta plan for the worst. And is it just me? But I'm thinking in my head, there's a whole lot of other stuff that Fetty Wap should have been able to do during the COVID-19 pandemic to generate a little income. I don't think that he had to automatically default back to the drug dealing. But that's just me, and I'm the type that I'll mow your lawn and I'll go out and shovel your snow before I'm getting ready to sell some drugs. Look, let me know what you think about Fetty telling the judge that like selling drugs was just a temp job to help him get through the pandemic. Do you think that the judge is gonna go for that and cut him a little slack? Let me know in the comments. And while you're down there leaving a comment, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Now, check it out. Travis Scott is currently working on a new album called Utopia, but it's top secret. It's so secret that Travis Scott has locked the album in a briefcase that says Utopia on it, and that briefcase is handcuffed to the wrist of one of his security guards that follows him around everywhere he goes so that the contents inside the briefcase can be protected at all times. Now, I'm no secret agent, never been part of like the CIA, FBI, MI6, or like the X-Men, but I believe that when you put something in a briefcase that is supposed to be top secret, you don't write what's in the briefcase on the briefcase, because then everybody knows what's in the briefcase, and that goes against the whole concept of something being secret. I mean, everybody who has ever watched a secret agent movie knows that you just write top secret on a briefcase. Listen, let me know what you think about Travis Scott handcuffing the briefcase to his security guard. Do you think it's that serious? Let me know in the comments. Now, let me see what other stories we got. Last week, young Juve, the son of former Cash Money rapper Juvenile, had a close brush with death when he got shot in the face while sitting in his car. After the shooting took place, a video popped up online showing his vehicle riddled with bullet holes and at least 2 of his windows smashed. In the video clip, you can hear somebody saying, quote, "Ninja sprayed the effing whip, huh?" End quote. Well now, young Juve has issued an update on his condition. After posting a picture of himself with a bandage on his cheek on Instagram, in the caption, young Juve wrote, quote, "Gangsters F up all the time, and B sneak around bullets. Hit car rule number 1, don't put your head down, hashtag Illuminati." End quote. Young Juve also addressed the incident in a comment that he made on Space TV to let everybody know that he's in good spirits. Young Juve said, quote, "I'm Gucci." End quote. Look, I am very glad that this young guy is okay. However, I believe that all of these young guys out here better stop believing that they're Superman, because he ain't dodged no bullets. The shooter just had bad aim, and you might not be so lucky next time. So, instead of trying to like flex on the gram talking about you sneak around bullets, you better take some advice from the notorious B.I.G. and find out who shot ya. Let me tell you something, if you're sitting in a car, right, and somebody comes by and sprays up that car and you get a hole in your head but you don't die, you don't need to be on the internet talking about hashtag Illuminati. You need to be on the internet talking about hashtag thank you Jesus. Cause trust me, it's only because of God's divine intervention, His grace, and His mercy that your little behind is still here. Listen, let me know what you think about young Juve getting shot and then going on the internet talking about hashtag Illuminati. Let me know what you think in the comments. Now, check this out. Some breaking news just came in. I'm telling you, it's hot off the press. Apparently, Jay-Z and Beyonce have now broken another record by purchasing the most expensive house in California. According to reports, Jay-Z and Beyonce enlisted the services of Realtor to the Stars Kurt Rappaport of Westside Estate Agency to become the proud owners of a mansion in Malibu, California, overlooking the Paradise Cove area of the Pacific Ocean. Although the palatial palace, which sits on 8 acres of land, was originally listed for $295 million, J&B got it at a steal because they only paid $200 million, which makes it the most expensive home ever sold in the state. Now, described as one of the greatest architectural masterpieces in the United States, J&B's new home was designed by renowned Japanese architect Tadao Ando, who also designed Kanye West's Malibu estate. Now listen, I like J&B and I'm happy that they're doing really, really well, but you would think that Beyonce would pay her taxes to the IRS before she was going around buying another house. I mean, how you gonna be like haggling the IRS for like $1 million, but then you go and buy the $200 million house? I mean, I don't think that the boys over there in the IRS are really gonna appreciate that. That house better be in Jay-Z's name. I'm just playing around. But really, you can't even hate on Jay-Z and Beyonce because, all they're really doing is moving on up like George and Wheezy. But listen, let me know what you think about Jay-Z and Beyonce buying the most expensive house in California. And also, let me know, do you think that there's a such thing as too much house? Is this too much house? Let me know what you think in the comments. And hey yo, thanks for tuning in to Celeb Source, your source for celebrity news. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Peace.